Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another program of Thursday Night Live with Giselle. Woohoo! It's another Thursday night, and I know you are ready. Yes, we have a treat for you tonight. I have a guest for you, and she is ready. So you better be ready. OMG. I am excited. You could tell I'm excited. So, as we say, call a friend, call your sister, your aunt, your mother, your grandmother. Just call everyone and tell them Giselle is on. Live with Giselle is on. This program is brought to you by Pearls of Great Price Empowerment Services, and we are so happy to be serving you for this month of August. We have dubbed this month the month of transition, and so every program, every session, every guest that we bring on for this month will be speaking about different aspects of transition. And so I know you will be blessed. So let me not talk. It's not me tonight. It's my guest. Let me bring my guest on. She is ready. She is ready. So let's bring her in. And let's give her a warm Trinidad and Tobago welcome. Yeah!
Hello! Yay!
Welcome, Stacy. If you were here, we would be saying welcome to Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm still going to extend those warm greetings to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. I feel the warmth. Thank you.
Yes, and so if you are on live with us, you know how we do. We welcome our guests. Just shout Stacy out. Tell her welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me see some welcomes in the comments. Make her feel at home, because at the end of this program, she will be an honorary Trini. Okay, so let's make her feel that love, that Pearls of Great Price love. Yes, Cassandra is already on, and she is telling you blessings, blessings, and more blessings.
Yes,
so she is sending that love to you.
Awesome.
Well, let me just get the formalities out of the way, and let me read a bit about Stacy. Stacy Strickler is a life transition coach and a purpose-driven entrepreneur. She's the founder and creator of Midlife Cravings, which is an empowerment movement that ignites the fire within women who are ready to live their dreams and show up in their full greatness, no matter the age. I love that. She's also the founder of Come Alive 365, a personal development company that helps women to achieve and to live their best lives every day instead of waiting till someday. I think I repeat that line again. Live their best lives every day instead of waiting till someday. Her initiatives have served hundreds of women, establishing Stacy as the go-to expert for women who want to live a life of purpose and fulfillment and a regret-proof life. I love the sound of that. Welcome again, Stacy, to the program.
Thank you so much for having me, Jiselle. I am so excited to be here. I've been excited all day and telling all my family and friends I'm going to be interviewed.
Yes,
so,
yes.
You.
Oh, we have some more welcomes coming to you. Cheryl Ann is telling you welcome. Thanks, Cheryl, for joining. And I know others are on and they are listening and they'll come on. We don't want to waste the hour. We only have an hour with you. So I always like to start with the question, who is Stacy? Tell us a bit more about Stacy.
Well, Stacy, I like to introduce myself this way, and I've not done it in years. I used to sell Mary Kay cosmetics, and when I sold them, we would have to get up and introduce ourselves. So this was my formal introduction. Let me see if I can remember it. My name, I am sophisticated, spunky, spicy, sexy, sassy, sparkling, sensational, simply stunning Stacy Strickler. Did I say sharp? Sharp Stacy Strickler. So that's who I am. I'm all those things.
I don't even think I could do that. One more time, Stacey. One more time.
Okay, here we go.
Let's go.
Sophisticated, spunky, spicy, sexy, sassy, sparkling, sizzling, sensational, simply stunning. Did I say sharp? Sharp Stacy Strickler. I can still do it.
Stacey,
That's me.
I'm going to confer upon you the honorary Trini already. Okay, you are a Trini sister. Off the bat, one time.
I love it.
Oh my God, I know.
Yes.
And I love that. And I could sense that about you. You are all that and more. And Stacey is also a life transitions coach. What is a life transition coach, and how did you become a life transition coach?
So, what a life transitions coach is, or what I am as a life transitions coach is, I help women who are in their midlife season of life. I help them to transition through that season, because it's all new. It's all new. It's like, what's happening?
Yes.
What's happening? And so I help them to transition through it so that they can live a life of fulfillment. Like, okay, we're in our midlife season of life. We're not dead. We have a whole lot of living to do. And there are, for me, when I entered into midlife, I felt like something was missing. I needed to reconnect to me.
Yes.
And so that's what I help other women do. I help them to reconnect to themselves. Aside from the roles you play, aside from the titles you hold, aside from the day-to-day responsibilities that you have, who are you? Who are you to your core? And so I help women to reconnect to themselves so that they can revive those buried dreams. You know, you're out raising your family, you're out, doing your career, and now you look up, the kids are gone. And now what's left for me? And so I help them to reconnect to themselves and to resurrect those buried dreams so that from this moment forward, they can start doing the things that they want to do and be the person they who have always been, but it has just been set aside.
And I love how you focus on this category of woman, because it seems as if it's a forgotten category. You know, your child, then teenagers, and then your 20s and your 30s. And then it's as if we go silent. Absolutely. And then we appear again after menopause. But this season in our lives, I love how you say you help women to reconnect with themselves after they have given to everyone else. And from this point onward, we continue to be who we were called to be. Absolutely. I love that. Absolutely. And it just ties into the theme for this month, which is reinvent you. Yeah. And we're speaking about different aspects of transitions and how we can reinvent ourselves as women as we transition through the different seasons in life. So, Stacey, you are so key in helping women in this transition that we all end up in and would end up in. So if you're on tonight and you're just joining us and you're probably wondering, what's going on? Well, you're in for a treat. I have my guest with me, Stacy Strickler, out of the US, and she's a life transitions coach. And tonight she is going to speak, and we are going to just have a conversation, and we're going to speak about reinventing you, sculpting the masterpiece that God made you to be through health and exercise. When you hear Stacy's story, you are going to just say, wow, if she could do it, I could do it too. Amen. Amen. So, Stacy, we're talking about reconnect and revive. I want to throw in another re, and that's reinvent. What does that word mean to you?
That word means to me, it means to start over. It means to start fresh. It means to um, create something totally new for yourself. Just start fresh, start over. And yeah, we may not be able to start from the beginning, but we can
Yes.
start from right where we are. We can start right here, right now, to create something new for ourselves, something that we've
Wow.
been dreaming about doing. Like I said earlier, something that may have been buried for some time, but you can always reinvent yourself. You're not stuck where
Yes.
you are. And so
Wow.
I just love the word reinvent for
Wow. And
to us.
yeah, and like how you put it, you don't have to go back from the beginning in the literal sense of things, but your beginning starts where you are. Yeah, and so that brings me into asking you about this next term that I use, and we'll be using for this month: transition paralysis.
Mhm.
What do you get when you hear that term, transition paralysis? You're the expert. Break it down for us
Well, here's
tonight.
what I get. Here's what I get. So, regardless, you're going to transition. We're
Yes,
all transitioning,
yes,
from a baby to a toddler, from a toddler to and so
yes.
forth and so on. So, transition is happening.
It's happening.
You can either go with the flow, you can accept the process, and the key word there is accept,
Mm.
or you can resist. Paralysis comes in the resistance.
Ouch. Ouch. If I were in another place, I would say, preach, sister, preach, sister. Oh, go
Yes.
ahead.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So paralysis comes in the resistance. And I just think about us, in our midlife season of life, like I said, all kinds of changes are happening. And the more you resist it, the harder it will be. And if you accept it, if you embrace the process, it will be so much easier, and you'll be able to get from where you are now to where you want
Yes.
to be. But again,
Yes.
that paralysis comes in the resistance.
And ladies, you know how we do on this segment. I Stacy, I tell them take notes because we will be dropping some bombs and they need to take notes. So if you're writing, paralysis happens in the resistance.
Yes.
That's the first point you need to take note of. So, we're talking about reinventing ourselves tonight. We're talking about transition and avoiding paralysis. And paralysis comes when we resist the transitions that we are experiencing in our life. Yeah?
Yes.
Wow, wow, wow. Shay, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. Shay is agreeing with you.
Okay.
And she says, I call it paralysis by analysis,
Absolutely.
where I overthink, I rethink, and I overthink so much to the point where I stay stagnant. Wow, wow,
And
wow.
Shay, you hit it right on the nose. In fact, I was talking to a friend earlier today, and
Mm-hmm.
we're both working on a project individually, but working on a project.
Yes.
I did what I needed to do and sent it out. She called, I haven't done it yet. And I know, because I know her, I said, stop overthinking it. Stop
Okay.
overthinking it. It's when you overthink it, you get in your head, you start thinking of all the what ifs, how comes, why fors, and all the things, and you stay stuck. Like you said, Shay, you just can't move.
Can't
You're your
move.
own worst enemy when it comes to that, when you
Yes.
overthink stuff.
Wow. So we're getting a second point here. Overthinking causes the paralysis and helps us to stay in that place of stagnancy. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, I'm already excited. I'm full already. I wonder if I could take more. If you are just joining us, this is the program Live with Giselle. And you see this beautiful person next to me. That's my guest, Stacy Strickler. She's a life transitions coach. And we are going to be discussing reinventing you, sculpting this masterpiece, woman that God made you to be through health and fitness. So I'm going to press in a bit. What does good health mean to you, Stacey?
Good health means to me, Giselle, to me it's not just about dieting and exercising. Yes, those things, those components are certainly a part of it, but it's a
Yes,
holistic thing. It's not just what you intake in terms of food, it's what you take in your, with your thoughts. It's what you take in terms of what you're viewing, what you're
yes,
listening to. It's um, how you're able to um, not allow other people and things to stress you out. It's about managing yourself. I
okay,
think it's about self management.
yes,
And so all the things that go into good health, sleeping,
hmm,
getting a good night's sleep, especially as midlife women, that's
yes,
part of the things that we kind of lose,
yes.
taking care of yourself, eating, exercising. You got to stay mobile, you got to stay active, you got to keep, because it'll stiffen up, honey. You better move that body.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Yes,
you know and then taking care of yourself spiritually.
yes.
What's your connection, what's your relationship? It's all encompassing. It's a
Hmm.
holistic approach to managing yourself.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I love this approach because, we would narrowly think it's just dieting and it's just the exercise. And that's why many of us, as I said earlier today, we are still at the starting point because we're starting from an incorrect perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if we think about it in this holistic manner, as you are suggesting, it's a three-pronged attack
Mm-hmm.
about governance, self
Mm-hmm.
governance or self management. How am I governing myself? What external influences am I allowing to impact my internal
Mm-hmm.
condition? And
Mm-hmm.
then we could approach this whole reinvention through health
Mm-hmm.
and fitness. So
Mm-hmm.
fitness is not just a physical thing either from your explanation. It's a
Absolutely not.
mental, it's a spiritual, it's
It's
wow, I
emotional. It's
love that.
all the things. And Giselle, case in
Mm,
point, earlier today, the craziness that's going on here in the United States with
yes,
the person who is in the White House.
yes.
And I was watching the news, which I try to, limit myself.
Limit, yes.
And so I was watching it, and I'm just listening to him talk, and I could feel something rising inside of me. And I said, okay, turn it off, because I knew that my
Okay,
pressure was rising, because
okay.
it was just crazy. And so you have to be aware. It's about self awareness too. You have to be aware
Mm,
of things that affect you, things that
yes,
affect you internally. I could feel
yes,
internally, you know, just a heat, the pressure
yes,
rising. And so you have
yes.
to be clued into those things, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we have to shut things out in order
Yes.
to maintain our health. It could be
Wow.
what's on the TV. It could be a friend who's all she's talking about is drama, drama, drama. You have to be able to
Yes.
shut that stuff down if you want
Yes.
to take care of you.
Because Stacey, I'm thinking as you're saying that fitness and health is not just a physical thing, because you could be physically fit but still not healthy. Because as you said, what are you allowing into your space, into your psyche? How is the state of your emotion, your emotional wellness? So you have to look at every single
Everything.
aspect of what makes a healthy
Yes.
person, a fit person. Because
Yes.
if there is any imbalance, you're not
Mhm.
healthy, you're
Mhm.
not fit, and
Mhm.
then you can't reinvent yourself into that total being that you
Exactly.
were meant to be.
Exactly.
OMG.
You got it, Jiselle.
Hello, hello. See, ladies, I told you. So please share this live. If you know you have some friends that they need to hear this conversation tonight, share the live. Call your friends and jump on. We have some time to go still. Stacy, so let's get into your story.
Yes.
How did you start this journey of reinvention through health and fitness? What triggered
How much
this
time you
journey?
got, Jiselle? How much time
Oh,
you got?
oh,
Oh gosh. So the journey started. I was engaged to be married,
yes,
and 42 days before the wedding, invitations had gone out. I had my dress, all the things were ready. We're
yes.
a month and a few days or a few weeks ahead of the wedding date, and I canceled the wedding. I
Okay,
canceled the wedding because the closer I got to it, the more stressed out I became. My hair
okay,
started falling out. I had and, heartburn.
yes,
I was falling apart physically because
yes.
I was entering into something that I knew in the core of my being was not for me.
Okay,
So after I called off the wedding, I knew I needed to do something for myself so that I would not spiral into a depression.
yes,
While, yes, I called off the wedding, it was my choice to do so. It still wasn't an easy decision to make, and it still
yes,
was very hurtful. And so I knew that if I didn't do something, I would get into a deep depression, and then we have a whole other ball of issues going on.
yes.
So for my mental and my emotional health, I started walking every day before work.
Okay,
And I was very overweight. And I just started walking. It began with me just walking around the block. And then, as the days and the weeks and the months went by, I was able to walk further. And the byproduct of all that was I began to lose weight. I didn't set out for that. I set
yes,
out just to feel better.
yes,
And so as the weight began to come off, I'm like, oh, this is well, I like this. And I began to not only feel better mentally and emotionally, but who would have thought it? I felt better physically.
yes.
And so now I had more energy, and I started taking fitness classes at the gym, and I took a hip hop dance class.
Sucky, sucky now. You go, girl.
I took a hip hop dance class, and from there, I wanted to dance more. I've always been a dancer. You can't tell
Yes.
me I'm not Michael Jackson. So I needed to just keep moving, and I knew that if I could continue doing what made me feel good and what I enjoyed, I would stick with it.
Yes. Yes.
So from there, I began to take Zumba classes, and then I said, you know what? I could teach this.
Yes.
So I got licensed to teach it, and I taught Zumba for 3 years. And all of it happened in steps. None of it happened overnight. It was a process.
Yes.
It started with me just wanting to feel better.
Yes.
And then as I felt better, I began to reconnect to the
With
things that fire
you.
me up.
Yes.
And I taught Zumba. I began teaching classes in my church
Wow.
on different subjects. I started a blog,
Yes.
Come Alive in 365, and it was my way of holding myself accountable. And I said,
Yes.
if I can do this, focus on what I'm doing for my health for 365 days straight, let's
Yes.
see what comes out of it.
Okay.
I ran 6 5K races. Like I said, I became a licensed Zumba instructor. I became a life coach. All the things All
Wow.
started from me really just saying, I need to feel better from, from ending this
This
relationship.
situation.
So that was the trigger.
How old were you, Stacey? Do you mind
Oh
sharing
Lord,
that?
child. No, I
Oh,
don't mind. I was 45 at the time.
okay.
I was 45 at the
And why I ask that, because we have women listening different ages, and hearing a situation like that's a disruption.
Oh yeah.
That's a traumatic situation.
Mhm.
You would think that's it. Just roll over, die now. Father, take me. That's it.
Mhm.
Purpose has ended. There is no use for me again. But at 45, you started with baby steps.
Absolutely.
And that's how you were able to navigate that transitional period in
Absolutely.
your life. Because transitions could be anything. This
Oh
is
yeah.
your story.
Oh yeah.
And it's big, small, and in between. But what we have as women, we have to understand is that we need the skills, and we need to adopt skills and strategies on navigating,
Mhm.
because we don't want to be stuck. We don't want to be paralyzed. And anything, as Shay said, that is paralyzed or stuck becomes stagnant. And anything that is stagnant, what happens?
Mhm.
Eventually,
Mhm.
it
It
dies.
dies. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so
Absolutely.
you're hearing Stacey tonight, and baby steps,
Baby steps.
she started to navigate her transition.
Mhm.
And go ahead. Yes.
And I just want to interject here and say that during this time, I earned my BBA. And what I call that is my bounce back ability. I was
Oh,
able to bounce back. Okay. You earn your BBA through when you are hit with something and you are able to reinvent yourself and come back alive. That's a BBA, my honey. That you earned that.
people. What did Stacy? You sure you're not Trini? Stacy, I kid you not. We use that term in
Awesome.
Trinidad.
Oh, I love
We
it.
say you must have bounce back ability.
Oh, yes.
BBA. Oh, you are my sister. You
Yes.
are my sister. You
I
have
love it.
to. You have
Absolutely.
to.
Hmm.
Bounce back ability.
Hmm.
Yeah. As
Hmm.
my apostle says, Apostle Gemma, she says you have to be able to take a licking and come back kicking.
Yes,
That's
I
bounce
love
back
it.
ability.
I love it.
Amen. I love it. And so, if you're just joining us tonight and you're seeing this moment, we are just having a moment because we are realizing that it doesn't matter where you are, what stage you are, what age you are able to navigate your transition and come out with BBA, bounce back ability. Or I have to teach Stacey how to say it Trini style,
Okay, yes,
bounce
teach
back
me.
ability.
Bounce back ability. Yes.
Amen. Good night, Portia. Thanks for joining. Share the live. Let others join in on this good stuff. So you began step by step, and years later, you could look back now, and you're saying,
Oh, yeah.
this wasn't the plan, but this is what came out of
Hmm.
me navigating. I'm
Hmm.
sure you didn't know the course that it would take.
Oh
You were
no.
just going.
Oh
Yeah?
no. I was just trying to feel better. And honestly, if somebody had told me I would run anywhere, I would have looked
Yes.
at you like you were crazy. Like, I don't run. But what started to happen was I was more open to doing
Oh,
things that I hadn't tried before or even thought of. I was checking things off my bucket list that were not even on the bucket list. Okay?
wow.
And
Wow.
so it just opened me up. And that's what
Yes.
happens when you begin to, when you begin your journey of reinvention and reconnecting to
Yes.
yourself, you find those things that they were so far buried that you didn't even know were there. But obviously, and I loved it. I loved it.
Yes. And I like how you say that because we get scared. Fear helps in that paralysis
Hmm.
state that we
Hmm.
get. Fear cripples us. Fear keeps us stagnant, according to Shay.
Hmm.
But as we start, as you did, baby steps, and we keep going, you realize, hey, I can do this. And as you said, opens you up to the possibility.
Yeah.
And that's where the navigation comes.
Yes.
And then, like that, like your navigation system in your
Hmm.
car, it will
Hmm.
tell you the next stop and the next stop and the next stop. And that's our internal
I
system
love it.
coming
Yes.
alive again.
Yes.
Yeah. Things
Yes.
that were buried deep and
Hmm.
dormant. And then you just follow. So as you say, if anyone were to ask you how you did that, did you know that you were going?
I
No,
had no clue.
not
Was
really.
nowhere on my radar.
But you were coming alive
Absolutely.
again.
Absolutely.
Amen. Amen. Ladies, don't forget, if you want to ask Stacy some questions tonight, you know the drill. Put it in the comments, and I'm sure to get it up for Stacy to see and to answer. Let's milk her tonight. Hello,
I love it.
she's Trini, so she can handle it.
Yes.
She can handle it. So, Stacy, let's look at the practical side of things.
Sure.
So we dealt with the mindset basically in our last moment there, the perspective, the mindset that you have to have in navigating your transition into a healthy lifestyle, into a life of fitness. We discussed that health and fitness is not just physical, but
Mm-hmm.
it deals with the internal dimension of the woman. Yeah. But let's break it down for us. If I want to start on this journey, what are some practical steps that I have to take, and pull from your journey, and share with us
Sure.
what are some practical steps that I should take?
Sure. Well, the first thing is you have to do it for you. You have
Okay.
to do it for you, and you have to want it. Um, the next thing I would say is, and we've already touched on it, take
Mm,
baby steps. What I have
okay.
found with anyone who, or with many people who embark upon a fitness journey, they want to hit the ground running right out of the gate.
Oh
And
yeah.
then and then wonder why they fizzle out so fast. And
Yes.
so you really have to take it step by step and recognize that small steps will equal out to big results.
Okay.
It will eventually you'll wake up one day and your the waistline in your pants is out to here. It's over time. It's
Okay.
over time. And start with one thing.
Okay.
I during the process, I had been on the journey for a couple of months, and I started to feel like I wanted to fizzle out. I started to feel like, okay, I'm done.
Yes.
And I decided to challenge myself by giving myself a 30-day no excuse challenge. And
Okay.
so for 30 days straight, I focused on moving my body. I didn't
Okay.
focus on the eating. I didn't focus on the this. You can't do it all at one time,
Yes.
out of the gate. You have to build it all in. And so I said, I'm going to focus on just moving my body. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
call it exercise. I just
Okay.
called it movement. And
Okay.
so in fact, one day I went to the gym and I have asthma. I went to the gym. I was winded. For some reason, my asthma was bothering me. I
Mm-hmm.
did not let it stop me because you know why? I said no excuses.
No excuses.
No
Okay.
excuses. So I walked on that treadmill. The pace was slow, so slow you would wonder,
Is she doing
is
something?
she even moving?
Yes.
But I just made that commitment, no excuses. My
Yes.
my my cycle came on during this process, and you know what we go through with that.
Yes.
No excuses. I might not be able to do the full 30 minutes, but I can do
Yes.
15.
Okay.
So you have to
Wow.
find what works for you.
For you.
That was
Okay.
something that worked for me. If I knew that if I could keep this thing going for 30 minutes,
Yes.
I mean, excuse me, for 30 days,
Days.
then I would go beyond the 30 days. And I did.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you have to, find what works for you, take
Wow.
the baby steps and do it for you. Those would be the three things that I would
Wow.
start you off
Would
on.
start me off, and
Mm-hmm.
realistic. Yeah, because
Absolutely.
we want to start an exercise routine, let's just
Mm-hmm.
say, but we want to run 10 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
No,
No,
you're
you
gonna
can't do that.
no, no, no,
You
no,
got to
no,
work up to that.
no. So 20 minutes a
Mm-hmm.
day of, as you say, movement, and then you build from there.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a different thinking. I can get to this
Yes.
point and then I build from there. And I think there's a saying that after 21 days something becomes a
Yes.
habit or
Right.
something, and
Yes.
you aimed at 30 days, so you crossed the threshold. Yeah, so it
Mm-hmm.
was now a part of your system, your
Mm-hmm.
psyche,
Mm-hmm.
so you
Mm-hmm.
just went on from there.
Exactly.
I,
Exactly.
I I love that. I like how you said, and again, ladies, if you're taking notes, firstly, do it for you. You have to do it for you.
Absolutely.
Why do you say do it for you?
I said do it for you because for years, been a big girl from age 12 on. And
Yes.
so for years, I would try to lose weight because whoever I was dating at the time didn't, like
Mm,
my weight, or,
yes.
somebody else said, "Oh, girl, here's something. Oh, girl, you have such a pretty face." So what you trying to say? Well, don't tell me I have a pretty face, okay? Don't
Don't
do that.
start. Don't start with that.
What are you saying?
No, 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 no. I know.
You know? And
Yes.
so I found myself through those years doing it for other people or doing it for
Okay.
the wrong reasons to be accepted by
Yes.
others. And it wasn't until during this time of reinvention that I did it for Stacy
Okay.
that it
Wow.
stuck. That's when it stuck.
So Stacy, doing it for Stacy, does that mean that whatever, let's just say, weight goal you achieve, if it's not quote unquote what others see as an achievement, do you take
It
them on,
didn't matter.
or you
It didn't
it,
matter because it
it
wasn't
didn't
for
matter?
them. It was for
Okay.
me. And in fact,
Okay.
I wasn't even doing it for a specific weight loss goal.
Yes.
I didn't have a number in mind. I
Yes.
just was doing it to feel good.
Okay.
Um, Now, let's be clear. I'm cute. I'm fine.
That's
Whatever.
right. That's
Okay.
right.
So it wasn't about that, but I just needed to feel good and
Mm,
look better in my
yes.
clothes. I didn't even have a number in mind. I really just was doing it to feel better. And so and I didn't let anybody, whether the feedback was good or
Okay.
not, I
Yes.
didn't let that get in here because I'm
Okay.
not doing it for your feedback. I'm doing it for
Yes.
me.
Wow. And I hope you're listening, ladies. You're listening to Stacey tonight. I love that first point. If you are embarking on that reinvention, that transition into a healthy lifestyle, in order for it to be sustained, you need to do it for you. Do it for Portia. Do it
Mhm.
for Super Kels. Do it for Sherlan. Do it for Sherilyn. Do it for Helena. Do it for you. Yeah. And again, I because I love how we set the parameters in the beginning, that health and fitness is not just a physical thing. Because what you're talking about, there is a marriage between your
Absolutely.
mindset and how your internal makeup, and how then it coincides with what
Yeah.
you want to achieve
Yeah.
on the outside, to
Absolutely.
present your best self on the
Absolutely.
outside. There must be a marriage. Yeah.
Absolutely. You can't
There mu-
you can't do it without the marriage, and you
yes.
definitely can't sustain it because whatever you do, and this is why I'm really against any fad diets or anything
Okay.
like this, because
Okay.
whatever you do to lose the weight and to
Yes.
get fit, you have to do to maintain it. You,
Yes.
if you go on a fad diet and you do this, that, and the other for 6 months, and then you say, okay, I can I can do it on my own. Well, more than
Yes.
likely, it's going to come back, because whatever you do to lose it is what you will have to do to maintain it.
Maintain it.
So you have to
Wow.
be careful with that.
So let me go there with you.
Mhm.
We in any transition, we have left our comfort zone and we are going towards a new destination, a new environment. Yeah, we begin from this point and we are charting a new course, but there is always the trap of wanting to go back to the comfort zone that we left, or to create a new comfort zone. Did you experience that in your journey or transition into health, that I'm good now? Did you?
Oh
And
yeah,
how did you deal with it?
you're always fighting that. But what I like to say, and what I uh, tell my clients is this: there is no comfort in the comfort zone. There is
Ooh,
no comfort in the comfort zone.
wow.
And I say that because if you think about, let's say your comfort zone is coming home from work, sitting on the couch, eating ice cream or whatever that thing is. You sit
Yes,
there and you watch TV for however long you watch it. Then, then when the end of the night comes and it's time to go to bed, your immediate thought is, "Man, I shouldn't have wasted that much time. Wow, I
okay.
shouldn't have had that ice cream." So now you feel guilty.
Wow.
Now you're mad because you wasted your time. There's
Yes.
no comfort in that. So there's no comfort in the comfort zone, because
Ah,
you're going to be fighting
wow.
yourself for doing the things that you already knew you shouldn't be doing. Now
Yes.
I'm mad at myself. So there's no comfort in that. There's no comfort. Say it.
Somebody, somebody needs to write that in the comments. There is no comfort
No
in the
comfort.
comfort zone. Uh, Please, somebody, students out there, we're being taught tonight there is no
No
comfort
comfort.
in the comfort zone. So you must transition. You cannot stay there. Remember what we said? The resistance is futile.
Mhm.
And then if you want to get comfortable, there is no comfort in the
No comfort
comfort
in the
zone, because
comfort.
you are always at war with yourself.
Absolutely.
Oh, I should not have
Absolutely.
done that. OMG. I love
Absolutely.
this. I love this. And so that was your mindset,
That
that
was my
got
mindset.
you through.
Yes. And I'm
Mhm.
not saying that I didn't fall, victim
So
to
that
it.
that was my next question.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But those the longer I went through the process, the less I fell victim to that trap. I would come
Mhm.
home, you know, get changed to go to the gym, and if I sat down on the chair and I'd be like, "Oh, I just don't feel like it." And then
Yes.
something in my brain would say, "But imagine how you're going to feel afterwards."
Yes. Mm.
Or imagine how you're going to feel, you know, if you don't do it, then you're going to kick yourself for not doing it. So that would
Yes.
propel me to get up, even if I said, "Okay, just go walk for 15 minutes." Of course, you go
Something.
longer,
Yes.
but
Yes.
so because I didn't like that that uneasiness that I felt about not doing what I knew I should be doing. That was
Wow.
harder for me
Yes. So you
to
see,
deal with.
as you said, no comfort in the comfort zone.
None.
Yeah. And they are agree. Cheryl Ann is agreeing with you. There is
Yes,
no
girl, had none.
in the comfort zone. Wow. I never thought about it like
None.
that. So we need to rethink this thing called comfort
Mhm.
zones that we love to hold on to and fix ourselves within. There is no comfort there. There is no comfort there.
Mhm.
Oh, if you are just joining us, Well, all I can tell you is you have to catch the replay. You have to get this from the tippy top to the last drop. And we're almost to the last drop. Again, if you have questions, don't let Stacy leave without asking her some questions. Come on, pop those questions in the comments and let's get Stacy into your head and give you some responses. Stacy, we're almost ready to land this plane. Almost, almost. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? And I'm asking you this question because when I deal with women, the first issue I deal with is the woman in the mirror. And if we're speaking about reinventing ourselves, and if we're speaking about managing transitions, we still have to always make sure that that woman in the mirror, we understand who she is. Yeah. We understand her story. We're not ashamed of her story. And we understand that we will use her story to propel us forward. So when you look in the mirror now, what do you see?
I see a strong woman. I see someone who is full of life. I see someone who is capable of so much more than she ever thought possible. You
Yes.
know, for many years, I didn't believe in myself, and
Yeah.
many of us fall in that trap. We don't believe in ourselves, but through this reinvention journey, through this reinvention process, I've come to learn that I have so much in me to give. I
Wow.
have so much in me, so much life in me, and
Yes.
so much life to live. And so I see someone who is full of strength and full
Wow.
of self acceptance, like
Yes.
my weaknesses, my flaws. I call them curves and all. I flaws and all, curves and all. We all
Yes.
have them, and it's a part of who I am.
Yes.
It all works together to make me me. Do I
Yes.
strive to be better? Absolutely, every day. But right now, this is who I am until I get to who I was meant to be. Right now is where I am,
Yes.
and I accept that. Because
Wow.
if you don't acknowledge it and
Ah,
accept it, you can't do
yes.
anything about it. And doing something
Yes.
about it is the process of reinventing yourself. But you
That's
have to
right.
recognize, what are the things I need to work on. Um,
Yes.
but also accept that this is a part of who I am. And
Yes.
it's okay. It's okay. I'm
It's
okay.
okay.
And I am completely enough, and you are too. So that's what I
Wow.
see when I look in the mirror, and I'm not blowing
Wow.
smoke. I see I see that because when you go through a lot in life, when you go, I mean, who hasn't been through stuff?
Go ahead.
Who you become on the other side of that
Mhm.
is hopefully what you see. You don't see that victim anymore. You see a
Yes.
victor. Okay, I
Yes.
am more than a conqueror, and so
Yes.
are you. And so I think it's important to look in the mirror and
Wow.
do what you said. What do I see? And talk
Yes.
to yourself every day. Talk to
Mm.
yourself every day. And as there's a song, you have to encourage yourself because if you don't encourage you, nobody
Mm.
else will. And so,
Sometimes
girl,
you
you come on, have
have
to
to
encourage.
encourage yourself.
Yeah, on a daily basis. And so I love
Yourself.
that question. So yeah,
Wow.
that's what I see. And I appreciate that question.
And Stacey, that's what a transition is. We get bogged down on this side of the transition with the fear and we're whoo. But as you say, on the other side, you see a victor, somebody who has gone through and I'm still
Mhm.
standing.
Mhm.
BBA,
Yes.
bounce back ability.
Yes.
And that's what we want to leave with you tonight. That's what we want to leave with you tonight. Somebody was just agreeing with you. Yeah, let me just super Kels. Yeah, she said you eventually unearthed your abilities
Absolutely.
through this transition,
Absolutely.
through this reinvention. Krishandra is saying you finally understood your why. Yeah,
Absolutely.
why, your why of existence. Yeah, the students are getting it. They are
Yes,
getting it.
come
They
on,
are getting
ladies.
it. And so I know you touched on a few of them before, but as a life transition coach, speak to the women of Trinidad and Tobago. And Krishandra is from Barbados, actually. So we have a group of them tonight. If you were to have them in a session with you and you are encouraging them to start this journey of reinvention, whatever the transition might be. It may not be health, it might be something else. 3 tips. What would you
Preach.
tell them? Hmm.
Well, of course, I gave the first one,
Yes,
do it for yourself. The
yes.
second thing I would say would be to embrace the process. Embrace the process because
Hmm.
it is a process. And we're always, I don't want to use the word always. We're so focused on the end result that we
Yes.
miss all the rewards that
Ooh,
happened along the way.
yes.
The blessing is in the journey, not the destination. The destination is just icing on the cake, but the reward comes with every every um, new thing you learned about yourself, every new ability that you have. That is the blessing. The more you're learning about yourself, those are the blessings. Those are the rewards. The end
Wow.
result is just the icing in the cake. So,
Yes.
or on the cake. So enjoy the process. And then the
Yes.
third thing I would say would be to celebrate you. Celebrate
Yes.
you. We are
Wow.
so tuned into other people
Hmm.
and focused on other people. And while there is nothing wrong with that, we need to turn some of that towards ourselves.
Yes.
Celebrate you. Celebrate the wonderful, beautiful, strong, talented, gifted, funny. When somebody asks who you are, that's what you be saying. I'm strong. I'm beautiful. I'm intelligent. Celebrate that. Don't take
Yes.
that for granted because that's what God has put in you, and it is up to each of us to connect to that. And
Wow.
and, and in the spirit of reinvention to reconnect to that because we lose sight of it.
Hmm. Ha. This is awesome. 3 tips. Do it for you. 1, embrace the process. There's the reward is in the process, and celebrate you along the way. The small wins, the big wins, the medium sized wins. Celebrate you.
Yeah.
And I think that's an awesome place to end this session tonight. Stacy, if my ladies in Trinidad and Tobago want to have a further conversation with you, can they? How can they contact you? How
Absolutely.
can they reach you?
Sure. So several ways. So I have a Facebook group called Midlife Cravings. Certainly the invitation is open if you'd like to join the group. And it's for women who are in their midlife season of life who, want to, sink their teeth into, life and get more out of life.
Yes,
I
I
can
just
also be found on my website, which is come alive in 365.com.
okay. Could you repeat that one? Come
Or it's
alive.
live in
Mhm.
365.com.
Okay. All right. Yes. All right. That's there. Great. Awesome. And Stacy, I think I read that you have a program, 21 day something. Could you tell us about that?
Okay,
And if we
so
want to get on that program with you, how can we? Mhm.
sure. So that program is no longer uh, uh, we're not, no longer doing that program. I do have a
Right.
new program.
Okay.
It's an audio program.
Yes.
It is from stuck to started. From
Mm,
stuck to started. What
okay.
holds us back from transitioning, what keeps us in that paralysis status, is we find ourselves stuck with the circumstances of life. And so
Okay.
this from stuck to started takes you through 6 steps. Why am I holding up 4 fingers for 6?
I'll put the other two up for you.
It takes you through 6 steps to get you started, from to go from stuck
Stuck.
to started.
Oh, wow.
That would be the first step that you would need to take in order to
Yes.
begin your transition process.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
um, oh Lord, I don't have the I can send that to you,
And I'll
just
get it. Yes, and I'll
okay,
post it. Yes.
and I can so people can take a look at that. That would be great.
Great. So, ladies, check her out. The links are in the comments. Her website, come alive in 365.com. Her Facebook group, Midlife Cravings. And I just love that name, Midlife Cravings. Oh, wow. And then her newest program offering, From Stuck to Started. Stacy, my Trini sister.
Yes, oh, I love it.
Tell them, don't look sharp. We have to bring you down here when all of this is
Yes,
over. They may not see
on
you
my
again.
way.
But I really want to thank you for accepting the invitation. And I just knew that what you had to offer, we needed to hear tonight. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I am truly honored. Thank you so very much, and thank you, ladies, for joining in.
So this has been the program Thursday Night Live with Giselle and Stacy tonight, our first guest in this month-long series. Our next guest is Saturday morning at 9 a.m. And I'm not saying anything. So you know what? You just have to show up on Saturday morning to see who is next in the lineup. So for this evening, we're signing off. Have a good evening and God bless you. Bye,
Bye.
ladies. Take care.